Hello and welcome to episode 559 of Contending at the Water Cooler. I'm your host, Clarence Moy, and I am joined by most of Team Contending here to talk about the reactions or share our reactions to the 2026 Emmy nominations, which were announced this morning. Now, if you don't know what the Emmy nominations were, you can always go to our website at thecontending.com and take a look at them. But before we jump into our reactions, let's go around and introduce ourselves. Megan, we'll start with you.
Hi, I'm Megan McLaughlin. You can find me everywhere at Hey Dude Meg.
Then,
Hi, this is Ben Morris. Basically, you can just find me at the Contending.
David.
I'm David Phillips, and you can find me on every miserable social media outlet at Phillips Reframe.
Sally.
Hi, my name is Jalal, and you can find me on the streets of Rhode Island.
Joey.
Hard to follow.
Hi, I'm Joey Moser. You can find me on Twitter at JoeyMoser83.
And again, I'm Clarence Moy. You can find me on Twitter at Clarence Moy. Welcome. It's good to catch up with all of you. It's been a while since we've been together, probably since the Oscars. So there we go.
Yeah.
Welcome. All right. Emmy nominations. I know all of you predicted them this year. I opted out because I have seen exactly 4 TV shows this year, most of which were not nominated except for The Pitt.
You saw DTF St. Louis. You love
Yeah,
that
I saw a
one.
little bit more than that. I saw DTF St. Louis. I
Hacks.
saw Love Story, Hacks, then a couple other things. But
Widow's Bay.
okay, I saw more than that. But I just wasn't. I don't know.
Calling your ass out right now.
Okay, fine. This year, I'll be honest. I just wasn't feeling it this year. It just,
It's okay.
it's just,
It's okay. That's fair.
I don't know. I didn't know. It's so hard to see where these things are going anymore because there's no precursors. You don't know what they're watching. You can tell that they watched 3 shows this year, and those 3 shows are The Pitt, Widow's Bay, and Hacks. Pretty much that's it. I mean, everything that at least I thought coming into it were going to be big players ultimately ended up not being big players or had some shocking omissions.
What did you think would be a big player then? Yeah.
No, go ahead.
I thought that everybody we thought would be in was in, but I'm interested to hear what you have to say about that.
Well, I thought the AI storyline of the comeback would take it into comedy series. It didn't get a comedy series. It didn't get Dan Patinsky. I know nobody else but Joey was predicting that, and I had kind of down low predicted it. Love Story, I thought it would do better than it did.
I thought it would too, yeah.
So there was just a couple of things, and I David, you must have been jumping up and down. I 100% did not see Your Friends and Neighbors getting in for drama series and leaving out John Hamm. Like, what?
Or anything else.
How do you nominate that series and then forget him? He is the heart and soul of that show.
He's the meme.
Well, do you guys remember years ago when Birdman was nominated and it won everything, but the person who's in every scene, Michael Keaton, didn't win? You could say the same about A Beautiful Mind with Russell Crowe. This sort of reminded me of that, where he is the show. I mean, not that there's not good supporting characters in it, but he is what it revolves around. And whether any of us think that it's a great show or not, if they thought it was great enough to nominate it for best series, how do you not nominate the guy who holds the whole thing up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there was a lot of that this year. Oh, sorry,
yeah. No, go ahead.
There's a lot of that this year. I mean, I think Your Friends and Neighbors is the most shocking example of that, getting into series and nothing else. But how does Task get in everywhere except for series? How does Nobody Wants This get into series and cut out everywhere else except for maybe one category? Someone correct me, but I'm sure there's a million other examples of that too. It's just there's a weird, as the voting body grows with the Television Academy, and they've let in thousands of new members over the past couple of years, especially in branches that only vote in series, like agents and producers and stuff like that. We're seeing a lot of weird stuff happen more and more, which is hard to predict.
Yeah, we'll get to drama series later, but another thing that I was surprised about is the Testaments heavily advertised in Los Angeles. Chase Infinity got nominated for actress ahead of other bigger names, right? And no series
Nothing else.
nomination. And that's
Well-
not. Sometimes it's difficult to get a new show in there, but it is basically Handmaid's Tale Part 2. So
Well, the test, I mean, that one I kind of understood a little bit. I mean, she has the added bonus of, being snubbed for one battle after another. And then the show itself was, kind of in that mixed vein. So I could see her being just, we see her name and we check her off. So that,
Yeah.
that kind of made sense to me.
sure, it makes sense that she gets in. It just in the series category, I just was like scratching my head a little bit, particularly
I mean,
since they
people
had been
watched
campaigning
it
so
more
heavily.
than I think your friends and neighbors. Well, I shouldn't say that line for line, but I just felt like there was internet buzz around the Testaments compared to like your friends and neighbors, which not a knock against that show at all. It just kind of the buzz correlation was off, I think, this
Yeah.
year.
I wonder if there's something with like I think like a lot of people assumed Task was going to get in. I think a lot of people maybe assumed that if Nobody Wants This gets in for comedy series and repeats, they assume that the actors would also kind of follow like they did the first time. So maybe there was a lot of, and this isn't necessarily a blanket thing, but maybe people took some risk somewhere. It was like, oh, it's gonna get in. Maybe I don't have to do it there, and I can go for something like Your Friends and Neighbors versus Task or something like that. I certainly, going back to the Testaments, I thought maybe like I do agree that it's like Handmaid's Tale Part 2, the new class, if you will. But
Featuring Mr. Belding and
featuring Mr. Belding, God, under his eye. But the I thought maybe the Testament might sneak in maybe like a directing nomination, maybe an editing, maybe like a production design, because it is familiar but slightly different, obviously. So I was a little surprised that when I was going through the Emmy website and seeing like, what else things got, it was like, oh, just Chase Infinity. Okay.
So let's start with, I don't want to go category by category, but I'd like to just start generally within each genre, and kind of get your overall takes on sort of the nominations in here. And you can jump into any one of the categories within that run. But let's start with the limited series area. So that includes limited or anthology series. That includes TV movie, if anybody wants to talk about that. Whoever predicted Jack Ryan Ghost War,
Megan.
It was me.
good job, Megan. You want to be different, and you
it's-
paid off.
It's Tom Clancy's Jack Ryan's Ghost War.
John Krasinski's.
It is
That's what it
just
should
Tom
have been.
Clancy's Jack Ryan Ghost War, but I like to have multiple names attached to it. So
There we go.
Tyler Perry's Tom Clancy's Jack Ryan.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Based on the novel Push by Zach Bryan.
Yes.
So limited series, what stuck out to people?
Nothing seemed to be popular except for one show.
Wait, you think just one show is popular?
Yeah.
Well,
I
is
think-
it Beef?
No one watched
DTF.
No one gives a fuck about that. DTF St. Louis, Clarence can touch on just how well it did. But besides DTF St. Louis, every other show underperformed in one way or another,
How
Um,
did Beef
in at
underperform?
least one major way. Sorry, what, Ben?
How did Beef underperform?
It did get
Yeah.
Kaylee Spianey.
Yeah. But it did
Everybody
get
assumed all four would be
the one
nominated.
that I predicted that Joey and I argued about the other night.
Mm-hmm.
Yoon
Yan
Jung.
Yan Yan Jung.
Yeah.
Yan 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 Jung. Is that how you say her name?
No, it's Yoon Jung.
Yoon Yoon Jung. Yeah, she got in.
Yeah.
Oh, it didn't get two supporting actresses.
Yeah.
It just got the
Right.
one. Okay, that's what you're talking about. I got you.
But also Love Story underperformed with
Oh, that
Massively.
broke me heart.
just
Yeah.
at least I am happy that Constance Zimmer got in.
Me too.
But Grace Gummer didn't get in.
No, Naomi Watts didn't get in.
Naomi
It
Watts
didn't
didn't
get
get in.
no writing, no directing. I thought
No. Paul
I don't-
Anthony.
Kelly.
That was never
Yeah.
going to happen.
I thought that
I-
too. Yeah, we talked about that the other night too.
When I was making up the spreadsheet for like the predictions and I was going through like every show, that I thought was going, if, Love Story had, and maybe Jalal, I think you kind of know this, or correct me if I'm wrong, but like Love Story had, they should have, in my opinion, should have focused on one episode, maybe two episodes, and put them on the ballot. But like writing and directing, they both had at least three. And most of the other shows, like a DTF or no, Beef had a couple, but DTF only, like Death by Lightning, like they only had like one submission. And I don't know. I guess it hurt. Maybe that hurt it. I don't know. I don't know if anybody can speak to that.
And beyond them submitting a million episodes, we've seen these categories especially become, they are fond of like auteur cinema. So they like a through line name. And Love Story had not only a million episodes on the ballot, but different names attached. There was not, besides Love Story being a Ryan Murphy show, although I don't know if he was submitted as a director, they didn't have like a name attached to it. There wasn't like a lot of the time Paris Barclay directs these things with Ryan Murphy, and I don't think he was on the ballot. Like there was just like not names that stuck out, and I think there was lots of, this show kind of went in lots of different directions. Like a lot of people were predicting the episode, the famous fight in the park, but I know me, I think you too, Clarence, found that episode to be kind of weak. So I don't think there was a consensus on what episode they want to go with, or they wanted to go with, focus on, or storyline.
To be clear, I thought she was great in that episode. I thought that they did not script the argument very well, and he did not bring the game that she did in that episode.
That was a weaker episode for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if
but
it's
I thought it was a strong,
but
I thought it was a pivotal episode though. I'm glad that they submitted it, because I do think that was like the turning point of the show.
Well, but I think a lot, maybe not to speak for people, but I assumed, and we're going to talk about this more later, but I just kind of thought that Love Story was the show. I was like, okay, it's going to win. Like that's sort of the prediction that everyone, or the majority, or some people are going to think going into the nominations. I was like, nope, it's not.
Well,
and something like a DTF, which I think is taking a lot of people by surprise. I'm so happy that Joy Sunday got nominated. She got in. Yeah, she got in. It got what, 4 acting nominations?
Five.
Five.
Linda Cardellini, Richard.
Oh yes. So
Richard
basically,
Jenkins
everyone
got in too. Richard Jenkins got in. Okay, good.
And Bateman and Harbor.
Wow, that's great.
I was gonna say, the miniseries this whole year has been kind of okay, this might be it, and then we're waiting to see if something bigger happens. I mean, Love Story almost seemed to be default. Then Beef came out, wasn't quite as big, but we thought maybe it would. And then DFL St. Louis came out, and then all of a sudden built. So its momentum kind of built at the right time, and maybe it's now the front runner, or maybe it's still Beef, but who knows? Yeah.
I would say that Beef didn't do quite as well as we thought is an understatement. When I sent Clarence like a diagram today of like Netflix numbers, and do you have it in front of, what did it say, Clarence? That like Beef's second season lost like 20 million viewers or something?
Yeah,
I did read that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I read this interesting article on AV Club, I think it was AV Club, about how they have second season problems. Netflix has second season problems.
I think that's right off the number.
Yeah. And they said that like Beef did not perform as well. There's another show that they talked about too, or like A Girl's Guide to Murder, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. They said that like did really well in the first one, but not so well in the second. But they don't like know how to support their second seasons. But
Nobody Wants This went down a lot too.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy though if you just look at. I haven't finished it yet. That's why I haven't. I think I said this out last year, but it was like, I mean, Beef got nominated for 13 Emmys the first season. It actually grew in nominations. It grew by 3, but it does feel like it. Like with Kaylee not getting in, it did hit sort of everywhere else, but it does kind of feel like it's still not the show to beat. I don't know. I feel like the response to the season uh broadly just wasn't as beloved. It was it was a lot less buzzy than season one. So
I
I
don't
don't
feel
know.
like anybody's
Kind of.
talking about it.
Yeah.
Like,
No.
That's been the weird thing with miniseries this year is like there hasn't been a this is the big miniseries this year. No, nothing has hit that kind of zeitgeist. There's no Baby Reindeer. There's no first season of Beef. There's no Adolescence. It's kind of been a list of these are good but not great miniseries. I mean, I haven't even started the second season of Beef, and I loved the first season, but I said, oh, okay, the reviews are iffy. So I kind of took a whatever. And the only one I have finished is DTF St. Louis, and I'm kind of baffled why that seems to be emerged as the big one, I have to admit. But I guess it was very easy to watch. I mean, it's the only one I've finished of anything I've tried, so maybe that's something right there.
I was
It
of the
subverts a
opinion.
genre that I think lots of television viewers are very obsessed with now, though. I think
Well,
that's kind of why.
I like a good mystery, but by the end, I felt really unsatisfied by what
Oh,
the ending
really?
was. Yeah, I was like, I don't feel like your point A to point B to point maybe EF here really. Some things just didn't mesh well for me, and by the end, I found it pretty unsatisfying with what it was trying to do. And maybe it also didn't
That's
help that I didn't really buy the bromance as much between them at times. So,
I have thoughts on that, but David, you've been trying to say
Yeah,
something,
no,
so
I just think that the category as a whole was a little bit underwhelming. I mean, in terms of depth, I was like a lot of you. I thought Love Story and maybe DTF would be, the top two. But in my personal opinion, Half Man is better than all of these things. But it's not there, and I think in part because it's really hell to watch.
yeah.
For a lot of people, and that's a factor. It's even harder to watch in Baby Reindeer, which is really saying something because Baby Reindeer at least had a little bit of a little more comedy in it, however uncomfortable and unsettling it was. But I just wasn't knocked out by anything on this list, and I got an email from someone from what's the studio behind All Her Fault? Peacock. I got an email from somebody
huh?
from Peacock thanking me for betting on it getting nominated. And I
Yeah.
remember thinking,
Oh,
well,
wow. That's cool.
That's
yeah, it was cool,
awesome.
but I'm not trying to be fancy. But I remember thinking, how do I respond to this? I hated the show. I just thought it might get
I thought
nominated
that
because
your
Sarah
pick
Snook
was
was in
really
it.
good though. We mentioned that in the podcast because I mean that
Hmm.
was one that was showing up a lot and like I don't think that like I think we maybe not underestimated it, but it's one that everybody watched also and had fun with, I think, in some way.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
it's one of the biggest hits of on Peacock of all
Yeah.
time. I
Yeah.
remember when it came out, and like I didn't predict it like you, David, but I loved. I'm the opposite of you. I loved it. I was like enthralled with it in one weekend. And it was. I remember when it came out, it was on like the top of the Peacock's charts. I remember it for like 39 days or something crazy.
wow.
It
It,
was
it strikes my
great fun.
wealth porn pain point, where I'm just like,
mhm.
I'm so tired of the troubles of the rich, and yeah, I don't know. And I don't even think it was the best miniseries on Peacock. I thought Devil in Disguise was far superior, and we might want to talk about that in the best actor category at some point because they got the wrong serial killer.
They
Oh,
did. They did.
Joey and I talked about this the other night. I was gonna be like everything that we. You mean you don't like his voice?
Well,
Mother,
Mm.
My my
mother.
my thinking about it was I think he went all out, and Ed Gein supposedly did have a very funny voice, and it was a brave thing to even attempt. And also, you got to remember, somebody said, "Yeah, you go ahead and do that voice, no matter how ridiculous it sounds." Somebody encouraged that, and they were behind the camera, and they left him out there to just, dangle, right? But the thing that bothered me is that after I watched Ed Gein, and I hated almost every single second of it. And then I wasn't even going to watch Devil in Disguise, but my wife has a serial killer Jones. I don't know what to make of that. So we were like,
Are you
okay, let's watch.
safe?
Well, so far, 7 years in, right?
Okay.
So the itch is coming, maybe though.
She's playing the long game.
Yeah, I don't know what for. I have nothing to give her, but then we talked about watching Devil in Disguise because she had read a lot about Gacy and podcasts and all sorts of things, and I was like, oh, fuck, fine, whatever. And then I got into it, and I started to think it's almost like a Sidney Lumet film spread out over, like was it 6 or 7 episodes, and I was really knocked out by it. And this is just a case of where something didn't get the promotion over something else, I think.
You're gonna get me to watch that show.
I know,
can't
me
believe you.
too.
Like you literally you said like a Sidney Lumet film. I was like, okay, like I'll watch it now. But I honestly I gotta say, I really tried to give that show a shot. I really did.
Which one? You're talking about
Monster?
the Monster.
Monster, yes, I'm sorry. I should have specified. Oh my gracious. That show makes some choices. And I was by the end of it, I was so like that show did decent. It got 7 nominations, 2 acting nominations. I think there's
Wait,
a
who was the
different
other acting nomination?
Leslie
Laurie
no,
Metcalf.
Laurie Metcalf played Mother Bates.
barely
He
in
got
it.
in. I forgot that. I
She
didn't.
should have been nominated for Big Mistakes. That's her best. That's her. Well, whatever. But that I almost there's a lot of craft in there that I really like. Like the costume designer is there's a lot of I talked to him. There's a lot of really great texture in there that I didn't see originally, and I went back and watched some stuff. But like I did not like that, especially by the end. I was like,
Oh, those last 3 episodes are some of the worst television I've ever seen in my
And the
life.
thing is,
Guys, you're making me want to watch it.
if you're
No,
watching
you
a
don't.
show
Ah!
supposedly about Ed Gein, and you're like, I wish they would just make a show about the making of Psycho,
Mhm.
And
Oh, that
not
was the most fascinating part. Was
exactly
the Tom
yeah.
Hollander playing Hitchcock was fantastic.
Yep.
He was one of the
You're-
best representations of Hitchcock I've seen.
I agree.
You're gonna waste Olivia Williams as Alma Hitchcock.
Yeah.
You're gonna
Yeah.
she's literally in it. She's like, I have knives, and then she walks away.
But who's the one in the middle that gives the best performance? Why am I blanking?
Who?
Oh,
Oh,
was it
wait.
the girlfriends? The quasi-girlfriend?
Leslie
Yeah.
Manville.
Leslie Manville should have done
She
that.
is going
nomination.
crazy in that show, and it was great.
Yeah, she's a little nuts. I think that Michael Chernus, I'm not saying it's just because I interviewed him and liked him so much, which I did, but he suffers from lack of name recognition in that, and then in the actor category, I think. And anyway,
Well,
it was a genius.
I wanted to-
performance.
I just don't think they pushed it. They didn't see it
Yeah.
get
That's
in
right.
mid in
They
the
didn't.
winter season. The All Her Fault did get in a couple of places, so they pushed their money in that direction.
I want to touch on something David said, because I think the Emmys are kind of coming into a problem, especially in the limited series category, because a lot of shows aren't gaining buzz in ways that they should. And I don't know if marketing has changed, or if I think in some ways film critics have taken over television criticism and they're doing a terrible job at it. If there are some good shows out there that deserve the buzz that never got the recognition, like you guys just talked about, Michael Chernus, one in Netflix that like the people who saw it really loved it, but then it never got the audience, was Death by Lightning. And it snuck into a couple categories here, but that probably should have been a huge contender.
Yeah,
Based
I
off of
agree.
the response. In England, everybody loved Lord of the Flies, but we didn't care about that here.
They only got 2 nominations for sound. That's it. That's horrible
That's
to me.
insane. That's insane.
But so I just think there's a way that we talk about the past couple of years, the way there's almost like too much television. We don't know how to talk about it. Not we specifically, but just in general, that I think it's letting a lot of things, especially in limited series, for some reason, fall under or get swept under the rug. And
I feel
don't
like
know
they
how
should
to
let
fix that.
more limited series in that category too, because they only have 5, whereas everything else kind of they let more.
If it had
needed to
6,
get
it
in
would be
this year,
better.
though. I mean, we didn't really have that many other, great contenders. It seemed like for miniseries. I don't know if that would have helped. I mean, heck, so far the best I've seen this year were British ones that can't actually be in because they're international. So I'm like, well, that's kind of out. So unless Tiptoe being on Stars sometime later this year somehow gets that qualification, but
I already need it. Like, give it to me.
oh, it's worth it. it's completely worth it.
I want to go back to where I think DTF St. Louis grew, and it picks up on something, Megan, that you were talking about a couple of weeks ago, or you put a post in this, where there are big pieces of entertainment that are trending in the men just need hugs category. And DTF St. Louis is men just need hugs expanded across 7 or 8 episodes. And that is, but conversely, you'd also think Half Man would have fallen into that category. But the problem with Half Man is the people who watched it all came back and said, it's unbearable. It's horrible to watch. It is some of the hardest to watch. And that's why I haven't watched it, is because you and Joey and Frank have all told me, or maybe it was Joey, I don't remember. Multiple people have told me it's a tough sit. And I'm just like, I wasn't in the space for that.
Yeah,
So
I wrote about it
there must be go ahead.
Sorry, I was just saying I wrote about it after it finished because it really did knock me on my ass. And it's the only thing in the miniseries category other than Devil in Disguise that really I responded to like that. But it is, I mean, there were times when I was like, my wife was like, I can't do it. I just can't do it. So I understand, like it's just not easy. But boy, is it brave.
I cannot believe that Jamie Bell did not get nominated.
Yeah,
it got one nomination. That's crazy.
What was the nomination for?
Richard Gadd.
That was it?
Yeah.
That's it.
Do you think there's a spectrum of what people can tolerate in the male, I think I called it non-toxic masculinity, because I know it deals with toxic masculinity, but do you think it's okay, we can deal with, Ted Lasso is the happy number 1 on the spectrum, and we've got the Bear is probably 5, it's kind of, and then it's okay, at 10 where they can't bear it, it's got to be Half Man. And
Half Man's 10,000 because Jamie Bell's horrible too. I mean, he's toxic as hell too. It is like this codependent toxicity, and you'd have as a viewer almost know where to go in terms of rooting. But the way I always look at these things is I don't need to like them. I don't need to root for them. I need to find them interesting.
Yes,
in that case, I did.
Well, and I wonder if Richard Gadd got in more just because he's Richard Gadd.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about too.
Well, he is brilliant in it, and he transforms himself physically. But you're right, he has a cachet.
And
he also had the easier category of the two.
Would you say Jalal?
He had the easier category of the two, because I think Jimmy Bell was also hurt by the fact that for a long time pundits were like, Jimmy Bell's going to win supporting actor, and then they did the switcheroo, put him in lead, where there were less slots for him to go for and more competition in lead. And then it just kind of, Richard Gadd also, I feel like, did more of and maybe someone correct me if I'm wrong here, but I think more of the campaigning.
Well, it's also challenging though to pick a lead in the series because the two younger versions of the main characters they have almost equal screen time all the way around. So Gadd being in support or Bell being in lead, it's really just like juggling. I don't know that there's a real.
And David, I read somewhere, and correct me if it's wrong, but because I haven't watched Half Man yet because I'm kind of nervous about how dark it gets. I read that you begin the series thinking someone is a lead and someone is supporting, and they do a switcheroo. So maybe also now I'm thinking in my head,
it's
Jimmy Bell is kind of support.
I'm sorry. I was to answer your question. It's not a hard switcheroo, but it just sort of keeps moving in a way that you can never say that one's the lead. And Jamie Bell becomes like in the late middle, feels a little more prevalent, and then it kind of switches back. And I think it's a true ensemble in that sense of particularly in the 4 characters.
But if someone's watching maybe just the first 1 or 2 episodes and then it's too hard and they give up, are they going to maybe say Jimmy Bell's not really a lead if they
well, the first 2 episodes are mostly about them as youths. You don't
see them until I think the halfway point.
You do see them, but it's
like 2 seconds. Yeah,
it's very truncated. Yeah, exactly.
Well, DTF St. Louis clearly took a page from the playbook of the White Lotus and called everybody supporting. But I call bullshit on that because Jason Bateman and David Harbour are the co-leads of the thing. I mean, they're not supporting that. To compare them against Richard Jenkins in that is ridiculous because Richard Jenkins is definitely supporting them. They are the 2 leads. The whole thing is about them.
Yeah.
They didn't
Well,
want
then
this
Jason
to
Bateman
be
also got in for
themselves.
Black Rabbit, which was
Yeah.
funny. I do want to say something that Jalal said. You talked about that, like they like to honor or like recognize auteurs, and you're absolutely right because I think Richard Gadd, that was kind of like, oh, we like you, you did Baby Reindeer, and then also not that we haven't talked about this, but like Noah Wyle, I think got a Best Director nomination for the Noon episode of the Pit, and I feel like that's also like, oh, this because he's like the figure
show.
behind that show,
Yeah.
and they do
Yeah.
like, I mean, because there are other episodes. I was surprised that it only got in for one episode of directing, but I do think they like to focus on like who is representative of this, and I think they probably were like, this is Richard Gadd.
They also did. I don't know if we want to segue this into drama if we're talking about the Pit, but this was a rule change here, where it used to be like you could vote for as many things as you wanted in a category, and this year I think, or was it last year? It's that they're limited to voting for the number of slots in a category. So like maybe that answers the question as to why some weird things happened. If they wanted to spread the wealth,
Yeah.
and they didn't want to vote for the Pit 5 times in directing,
Right.
so that
I am surprised though it didn't get in for like at least 2 direct, because I think, I mean, it's a well-written show too, but I think everybody talks about the directing, like, so.
I want to pause here because I do want to get to drama series in a second, but I want to go around the table and very quickly, no debate, just shout out a name. I want to see who you think the front runner for each of these categories is in the limited series race right now, starting with supporting actor. Joey, who do you think the front runner is?
David Harbour.
David.
Oh wait, I must look at those.
Yeah, I guess David goes with David too. Yeah.
Yeah. Ben.
No surprise, David Harbour.
Sally. Can we come back to you? Megan?
David Harbour
I'm
or
trying
Charles
to.
Melton.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jalal.
Oh,
No, I'm just like I just can't decide between David Harbour or Charles Melton, but I would vote for David Harbour.
I think I'm gonna go for somebody different, and I'm gonna say Nick Offerman.
Oh, I love
David
that.
Harbour has some bad vibes around him.
He does, yeah.
He
Yeah.
does. He does. But the work is amazing.
Not
Yeah.
that I am not saying that he shouldn't be. I don't want like
Yeah. No, I get it.
but
I get it.
I just
There's
wonder if
bad,
the
there's
Lily
bad mojo
Allen
out there for him.
fans. And I don't know
Absolutely.
how many Lily Allen fans are.
I would say he's navigating that very well on the
Yeah.
campaign trail.
Also, there's also Millie Bobby Brown shit going on too. I forgot about
Yeah,
that.
but they're doing a series together, if I heard right. But I think
I
it
think
helps
so,
that
too.
Lily Allen isn't Lady Gaga. I mean, it's
That's
sort of like
true.
it's over there.
Yeah,
You know?
you might be right. But yeah, I don't know. I think Nick Offerman is also having a really good year. And he also
Yes.
he has 2 nominations, so I don't know.
All right. Supporting actress. Throw a dart.
I'll
Oh,
go
okay.
with Linda Cardellini right now, but I have to admit I haven't seen Beef yet, so that's the biggest one. But
You're fine with saying that.
yeah, but just with how big DTF seems, and she seems to be the one that people are representing there. So
Yeah, I think she's the one too. I think Dark Horse, I'd pick Constance Zimmer. Oh, I'm so happy she got nominated.
Jalal.
I think it's going to be Linda Cardellini, but I would vote for Constance Zimmer.
Yeah. I think Linda Cardellini. David.
Same. I think if there's any kind of surprise, if Beef could win something, it might be here with Yu Young. But I'm going to butcher her name, even though I interviewed her years ago. But yes, her. She's terrific.
Lead actor. Matthew Rhys. I have no idea. Oscar Isaac.
I think Oscar Isaac.
Yeah.
I think it would be kind of weird if Matthew Rhys won for that show, even though he's been nominated all fall. But I feel like people would be more excited to vote for him in Widow's Bay.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. Shout it out. What do you think?
I almost think it's going to be
So good.
Matthew Rhys. I think he's just having such a great year. They might be willing to give it to him twice. weirder stuff have happened.
I'm
So
gonna go with Charlie Hunnam. I'm gonna
Oh.
be weird.
Thank you, Megan.
I'm gonna go with Oscar Isaac because I think he's one of the most not underrated, but underwinning. I mean, he's never nominated for an Oscar. There's probably
Right.
like 7 films you could consider him for. He moved over to TV. He made something out of Moon Knight, which was not an easy lift. And here he is back in TV again. And he was wonderful in Scenes from a Marriage. He did get nominated, but he just there seems to be a little bit of maybe he's due, and he's also great. I mean, he's legit.
Yeah. Just remember, we're just shouting the names out because we need to keep this going.
whoops.
That's all right. Jalal, who did you say?
I'm going to agree with Ben and predict Matthew Reese.
Oh, I love that.
Which, just a
Yeah.
little tidbit, if he does win both of them, that means he would win. He is on his way to winning a lead actor in all 3 genres, which would be fun.
That would be okay. Now I want him to win.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Oscar Isaac, but Matthew Reese is calling to me for some reason. Actress,
Sarah Pigeon.
Sarah
Sarah
Pigeon.
Pigeon.
Please let it be Sarah Pigeon.
Okay. Does anybody not think it's Sarah Pigeon? All right. We're going to skip TV movie because crap bag.
Ghost War.
Limited series. DTF St. Louis.
DTF St. Louis.
Yeah, I think so
Yeah,
too.
me too.
All right.
I'm gonna go Love Story and be the side option there.
What if it's all her fault? I haven't watched it all yet, so I need to jump back into it.
Moving on to comedy. What do we want to say about the guest categories? If you weren't in Hacks, you weren't getting in. Into the actress category, at least.
Oh, I also
There's-
love the Widow's Bay representation
100%.
there.
I did not think that was going to happen, but oh my God, I was so
thought those were
excited.
kind of long shots, but like the two ones. I almost felt like I know that Kay Callan was campaigning for supporting, but I feel like she could have been guest and like almost like maybe she didn't have enough screen time. But I'm so happy that Betty Gilpin is in there, and my initial thing is I think she could win.
I'm so happy for Leslie Bibb getting in. I loved
know.
Me too.
her in
She's
that.
great.
And she was so fun to interview too. Just
Yeah.
utterly delightful.
You could tell in that piece, actually, that she
Yeah.
was just her personality radiated in every word that you wrote.
Mhm. Yeah,
I think she was better than she was in White Lotus. And if I would have interviewed her, Ben, I just would have stuttered for 20 minutes. So
Oh,
She's striking. I interviewed her for Palm Royale, and it was ugh.
Is this her first Emmy nomination, or did she get
Yeah.
it for Palm Royale?
No.
This is her first one. That is so
Yeah.
crazy.
I've been a fan since Popular.
I know you have.
I gotta say, just shout out real quick. Lauren Weedman finally has an Emmy nomination.
Mhm.
She's been in
Is this her
everything.
first nomination?
This is her first nomination, which is fucking crazy.
For some
I
reason,
wanna-
thought she would have been,
Yeah, you would think she would. She's done so much TV. She's such a. I'm sorry, in the Hacks finale when she breaks that champagne bottle and cuts her hand open, she's like, "Oh God, I'm bleeding."
Which one is Lauren Weedman?
She's the mayor of Las Vegas.
Oh, okay. I haven't.
You would know her if you saw her.
yeah.
Okay.
You hadn't. I don't think you've gotten that far in the show yet, Megan.
No.
She's in like Looking and Abbott Elementary, Megan.
I'll send you a picture.
Jalal,
Well, I'm looking her up now. Oh, she looks familiar.
I want to toss a question over to you. Do you think Connor Story can beat Michael J. Fox in guest actor?
No, because it's going to be Rob Reiner.
It's gonna be
Yes.
Rob Reiner. Oh,
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, this is unrelated, but do you think that the heated rivalry, I've seen a lot of people doing giveaways for like, you could go to the screening for the second season. I'm like, they're not even filming that.
They're filming it now.
Are they filming it now?
Yeah,
I didn't think they were.
I don't think it's officially
Filming it
started yet. Is it?
I don't think it started
I
yet.
thought it was in like they said it was
No.
filming in July. Okay, all right. It's okay.
I'm
Just get the-
going to stop talking about it because I'm going to kill myself if I have to hear about that stupid show one more time.
I know. I loved it, but I'm annoyed.
Megan.
What? Heated rivalry?
Okay.
Respect yourself for
Why start now?
For just best guest actor, I would love if just Hamish Linklater could win for Widow's Bay. That was such a. I actually had to look up, like,
good.
I had forgotten who he was, and when I saw him, like, oh yes, that would be such a fantastic win.
But I think Rob Reiner's going to win, though. I do think Rob Reiner's going to win.
Yeah.
I have to say, I think Jalal said this a couple of years ago when talking about The Bear. Like, originally, when I saw that episode of Widow's Bay, I was like, this is the most dramatic episode. And I was like, I would love to see them get in for, guests, but I was like, I'm worried someone's going to be like, it's a wholly dramatic thing. And I remember Jalal said something about, like, it doesn't necessarily matter if maybe you don't think this anymore. Maybe if it doesn't matter what category they are in after they're nominated, you should vote for them because you think they're like the best performance. Like, that's what you can't help where the category placement in.
Well,
so
he is funnier in his second episode. That is a lot of physical comedy there.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
She's funny too. Joey and I were talking about when she says something like, "Oh, he's the devil," and they just look at her. She's like,
yeah, she like runs in and she's like, "Oh God!" She's like, "Hello."
She can't not be funny.
Right.
Like,
No,
Betty Gilpin is
so
brilliant.
good. She's
So
just good.
overall, moving up to the major categories for comedy series or comedy genre, what are your reactions to these nominations? Widow's Bay, surprised with 19. I mean, I knew we felt that there was a movement toward it. It was being talked about a lot. I don't know that, I saw Dale Dickey getting in. That was probably the most surprising and happiest nomination I saw all day.
Lesbian.
They
Dead baby.
R word. That makes so much sense, though, because I mean, I was texting a lot of you during that. I'm mad at myself for not predicting Dale Dickey because it's the most Emmy thing in the world. Like, a character actors with a huge, maybe the funniest scene of that show.
Absolutely.
And finally getting her recognition.
Yes.
And it should have been obvious to everyone. And
Widow's Bay is such a celebration of character actors too. Like Stephen Root finally, like, what? This is his only like second nomination or something.
Second.
Crazy. He's like
wanted to
so many
win
iconic characters.
I wanted to win casting like so badly. But they also, like, if you think about, this conversation we've been having about Matthew Rhys or Kato Flynn, I was like, okay, who's the most comedic? I was like, Dale Dickey's on screen. She's always funny. And I was like, I can't believe that I didn't predict her because she's a scene stealer every single time she shows up.
Pax led the day with 23 or 24 nominations. Sorry, Pitt was 25.
Megan Stalter finally getting in. I just guys that was so thrilling.
I love that category. I mean, I know Hannah Einbinder's going to win again, but Michelle Pfeiffer, Margot's Got Money Troubles, is brilliant in that. She didn't get nominated for the Madison. She is amazing in this show. It is the best she's been in 20 years.
She is really good.
You don't think Kato Flynn has a chance?
Yeah. I think Kato Flynn is the second behind Hannah.
I do too.
She was
but I do wonder
discovery.
if the Hacks and the Widow's Bay cancel each other out and Michelle wins.
Or Janelle James, finally.
Right, yeah.
No, I mean, in both of those cases, I would argue that there's a very clear narrative that the nomination is the win for that actor, for Megan Stalter and for Dale Dickey. I mean, as great as Dale Dickey is, people aren't going to, I don't think people would vote for her over Kate or.
I don't know.
You don't know? Maybe it's, the legendary character. I mean, they threw us a curveball last year with Somebody Somewhere guy.
Jeff Hiller.
Jeff Hiller. Yeah.
I would say the one thing is Kato Flynn is a discovery for people too. So for them, I think I even when my own piece when I reviewed it, I was like, here is someone incredibly we need to be paying attention to her. She needs to be getting, this nomination.
Well,
And
she's got the best episode of the show.
Yeah.
She's a
Yes.
discovery in two ways because, like as you were saying, Ben, people are discovering her. But I think that episode you just referenced, Clarence, was I think a lot of people's gateway into the show because when that episode premiered, that is I think when like the media started saying you have to watch the show, you have to do
Yes.
it. So I think she gets that buzz. I think.
but
I do
I
think
would
we're
say,
sort of-
oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, Ben. I would say that I think we're really talking about who's in the number 2 spot. I really do think it's Einbinder, and if she weren't there, I think the argument would be the discovery versus the person who came back and reminded you how good she's been for a very, very long time, and also has seldom won things in part because I think she's so beautiful and still is. But it's she never had a monster role like Charlize Theron, right? So, I think there could be appreciation, but I don't know if that matters as much as it used to.
She never she never accepted a monster role like Charlize Theron. Michelle Pfeiffer's turned down more great work than any actress I know that's working
She turned
today.
down
Silence of the Lambs.
Silence of the
yeah, she
Lambs.
turned down Silence of the Lambs, yeah.
I was kind of just going to go off that as well. Hannah Einbinder, not only, I mean, it's, the end of the show, but she was utterly phenomenal. And as much as I do loved Kate O'Flynn, I'm rooting for Hannah Einbinder to win again. I don't care that she won before. Just all the emotional weight she threw into this season. And then her just random one-liners, just coming in at the most random moments. I mean, inside the bedroom, not knowing if she's going to attack or save her, depending on which way the mood's going. Her in the straight jacket. Just
What was the I sometimes watch hacks supercuts of just like funny moments. Like it's just mixed up from all 5 years. There's a scene and when they get the Bob Lipka shows up, she's like, it's like Siri, how do I sink a super yacht? No, it's just
My favorite is the 3 or 4 of this season, where I've never related to a character more, where she's like so impressed to be dating a sex worker and then gets the biggest dick in the world when he's a magician. I'm like, that's
so funny.
wrong. But I think I'm probably going to predict Hannah Einbinder, but like comedy is interesting because recently in the Emmys we've seen waves happen. And when a show wins one, they win everything. And Hacks, Gene Smart, it could win Paul W. Downs and it could win Hannah Einbinder. But we could also, there could be momentum growing for a wave for Widow's Bay. Matthew Rhys will win. Betty Gilpin will win.
So too.
I think Stephen Root has a really strong chance of winning. So if those are all winning, I think Kate O'Flynn wins too.
Speaking of, I mean, I would love to see Stephen Root win, but in supporting actor. But do we think that maybe someday before he dies, somebody will give Harrison Ford a competitive, like a non-gold watch, ceremonial something? Or I mean, he's wonderful in it, and I will say this as somebody who hasn't loved Harrison Ford in anything since Witness and Working Girl. And Shrinking is like the first time I've ever seen him be vulnerable in a way that I didn't know he could get himself out of the fix that he was in, right? There's no safety net in his performance with that character, and that's very unusual for him. I'm very surprised to be the person saying this because I'd given up on him a long time ago because everybody knows for the longest time Harrison Ford's main focus when he accepted a role was the paycheck. And that didn't mean the work was always bad, but it often meant he didn't take, like he turned down Michael Douglas's role in Traffic, as an example.
Is this about the movie he did for Disney with the dog?
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit.
CGI dog.
Did you have to watch that one, or was that the one with Willem Dafoe?
There's more than one.
Yeah.
That was me, Clarence. I watched it just so I could interview Willem Dafoe.
Wait, which one is Togo?
That's the one.
That's
Togo.
Willem Dafoe.
Yeah.
That's Willem Dafoe.
And I
or
would
Harrison
watch
Ford?
it again.
That's
to
Willem
talk to
Dafoe.
Willem Dafoe. So
I never
Harrison Ford
thought
was
I would hear Togo ever again.
Harrison Ford, that was Call
Sons
of the
of
Wild,
bitches.
right?
Call of the Wild.
Call of the Wild, yeah.
Oh,
No,
Togo
called
is
Disney
much better.
Plus.
If you want to make the comparison, Togo is much better.
Other thoughts on comedy?
I think the support we're on the supporting actor races. I think supporting actors and supporting actor in a comedy are like, I don't think there's a sticker of the bunch. I'm sorry. I think these two categories are very strong. Thank God they put Tyler James Williams back in because he missed last season
Yes.
from Abbott Elementary. And I'm so furious that Shirley Ralph missed again. I don't know. I don't know who I would take out, but
Yeah, but they are all
They're all great, yeah.
great performances.
We talk about, is this a good chance to talk about um how Jamie Lee Curtis is becoming one of the most nominated actors of the Bear? Because I don't, maybe she got a bump from our favorite movie, Ella McKay. But
I think it's Scarpetta.
Oh yeah, where she romances Bobby Cannavale.
Actually,
she fought with Nicole Kidman over who was going to be first on the call sheet.
I paused there for a second. I thought of you, Jalal, today because I saw that
The
James
elevator?
L. Brooks was trapped in an elevator, and I'm like, Ella McKay never would have.
I want to know if when he was trapped in that elevator, if Wes Anderson cornered him about Ella McKay.
That's what people are saying online too.
I want to see Wes Anderson's Ella McKay.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
No, we would just have fantastic production design. That would be
I'd want to leave
There'd
halfway
be a
through like
bunch
every
of
other Wes Anderson
Even
movie.
more white people in a movie than Ella McKay.
Wait,
All right.
okay, I need to go on a 30-second. Have you guys seen the trailer for that new movie starring the brother from Ella McKay, where the entire movie is him being that brother character, essentially running around a college campus terrorizing women? That is his
No!
new MO.
I did not see it.
I need to find the title for this.
Please
They keep
send
playing the
this to
trailer
me.
for it at the movies.
Okay. I thought you were gonna say he's in a whale, that whale fall movie.
No, isn't that Austin Abrams? Isn't that Mr.
Yeah, I think
Weapon?
it's Austin Abrams, yeah.
I do want to ask David a question. David, do you think the Bear bounces back next year for its improved fifth and final season?
Yeah, I think that's a real possibility, and it's also like the going out the door thing, and I think a lot of what people loved about it in the first two seasons, the sort of rapid fire nature of it, and the an ending that sort of brings things together. I think it could. I mean, I'll just keep fucking saying it's in the wrong damn category, but
It is.
I mean, especially these last 2 years. I mean,
Till the
there's
day I
really.
die.
It's just ridiculous, honestly. But anyway, it's the hill I die on, and forever and ever, amen. So
I did finish it, and I grew to really like it. I think there are some uneven things about it. Like I don't know why we needed the character of Cheddar in there at all. Like she did nothing. It's
Someone's
Elsie
name is
Fisher.
Cheddar?
Yeah, no, her nickname is Cheddar. It's Elsie Fisher from eighth
From
grade.
8th grade?
Yeah.
I
And
like how I say that like we were in 8th grade together.
I'm not sure what she's doing in there. And then I really hated Carmi, his last scene in where he's applying for that internship. I really hated that scene.
I can understand. I guess I can understand that. There's a reason to like or dislike anything, but I mean, hate seems strong. It's 4.5 minutes of him being the guy. I don't know.
But it didn't make any sense. But anyway, we'll argue about that later. Other thoughts on comedy before we jump into predictions, although I think we've already kind of nailed down some of these categories. All right. So where is everybody landing on supporting actor?
For comedy?
Yes.
I'm going with Paul W. Downs. It's my weakest. Feel the least sure, but I feel like there's going to be a hacks wave, and I don't know who his biggest competition is, so to speak.
Stephen Root.
I'm going with Stephen Root.
Joey?
I think Harrison Ford gets pushed to next year. I think it's probably Downs.
His condition is worsening on that show.
Yeah, and they're doing a time jump too. He's gonna die.
Oh my God, what if he's already
yeah.
dead? Oh no.
Like Harrison's
real.
very old. Harrison's very old.
I don't mean the actor, I mean the character.
You should clarify. You should clarify.
I really doubt they're going to kill him off. He's too popular of a character, and he's
They're going
having
to
way
get
too much
Callista to
fun.
guest star.
I guess I'll go with, I don't know if there's anybody who's going to be like, Paul W. Downs has Emmys for writing. I won't vote for him. But I guess I'll go with Paul W. Downs. I think some people will appreciate seeing his ass and seeing all his hard work working out.
I'm going to
They
go
wouldn't even
with
nominate him for his best season, though.
yeah.
No,
that's the thing.
I mean, that's never the case. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, he's not been consistently nominated, and I don't know that they're going to love. They love Hacks clearly, but I don't know that it's a sweeping show. So I'm going to go with Stephen Root.
He's going to win writing. So
yeah.
Not to sidetrack. The one thing I think why I think he still might do it is he's playing the agent everyone wants. He's playing the guy who's got that emotional connection, and I think that might be the little thing that pushes him over.
Like the goodness of the industry. There's one good guy, and it's Jimmy. That's it.
As opposed to Dan Buchananski.
Right. Supporting actress in a comedy.
Hannah
Einbinder. Does anybody think it's not?
I'm going to go with
Megan.
Kato Flynn.
No, there we go.
Somebody has to.
There we go.
I'm going to go with Hannah Einbinder, but I support Megan.
Thank
Me
you.
too.
Thank you, Sally.
Lead actor, Matthew Rhys.
Yeah.
Matthew Rhys.
Yeah.
No one else should have even been nominated.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't think it's Steve Carell with Rooster. Rooster really underperformed.
If
The most
it
watched
got,
HBO
it didn't
comedy in 6
grow.
years.
I thought I was so sure that's the reason it was gonna get some other places. I can't believe I thought it was gonna get comedy series, it was gonna get actor, and he was gonna win. I don't think that anymore. It's Matthew Rhys.
Yeah.
Matthew Rhys. Actress, Jean Smart.
Jean Smart.
Yeah.
There was a day where we were talking about, it's a 2-woman race, and then all of a sudden everything else fell out beneath the comeback, and poor Lisa Kudrow is gonna.
Yeah.
I saw someone say that like, oh yeah, it's gonna do what happened.
Fleabag?
Yeah, and I was like that. Like you're not even trying with the shit you put on Twitter now anymore, guys. Like Jesus Christ, not even trying.
And
she's only lost one award ever, and it's because, unfortunately, Catherine Hara died.
Right.
And
right.
It's kind of foolish at this point to bet against her.
Yeah. Comedy series, Hacks.
Hacks.
Yeah.
All right. Drama. What are our thoughts on these drama nominations? First of all, I want to say, we've already talked about Your Friends and Neighbors, but I do want to say thank you to the Television Academy for at least being the only voting body to recognize that this was the best season of the Gilded Age so far, and to give
that was so
directing.
exciting.
You know, I could we have had a prediction market on how fast Clarence would speak of the Gilded Age, and if we came to drama, because I think I would have won.
I'm actually surprised that hasn't happened sooner. I mean that affectionately.
I just want to say it got a directing nomination. I think it's the
Thank
first
God.
time the show has gotten a directing nomination. Richly deserved. And Carrie Coon.
Yes.
So
that was exciting.
It
Yeah,
got
it's
more
a phenomenal
nominations this year
actress.
than it did the last two. Sorry, go ahead.
there we go. No, it got. Did it? I thought season 2 was more. Because season 2 had more performances.
Oh no.
Season 2 had like Christine Baranski.
Yeah.
Let me look. Maybe I counted wrong.
Anyway,
Please hold.
other thoughts on drama. Surprises that Sydney Sweeney and Jacob Elordi didn't get in for Euphoria.
Fuck
No.
you.
You know what? I would almost I think I'm 50 fucking 5. I don't know I sat through all 3 seasons of Euphoria. I don't know I've ever hated a television show more in my life. What is the fucking point? It is just awful. It's awful to sit with. None of those characters are all that fucking interesting. I mean, it's just dreadful, and it also seems like this stew of misery, and I don't, and just make the people interesting. This is all I ask. And it's oh Jesus Christ. Anyway,
I I couldn't even get through the first episode mainly because I found the direction and the cinematography so
Wait,
ugly
of
to
the
stare
third
at.
season or the first season?
First season, first
No,
episode, I could not
yeah.
finish the first episode. I'm like, I don't care what's going on. You've literally made me already not care.
And this is why what you just said is irrelevant. It's because the first season and the third season are completely different shows.
Yes, I
that is
heard.
true.
Yes,
That is
I heard
true.
all about the different things they did in the third season. It became everyone's
Um,
favorite hate watch.
Joey, you were right. This is the most Emmy nominated season so far.
I wanted to say, I was going to say that, but I wanted to ask, can I go back to David for a second? If you had to take Euphoria or Monster season 3 behind the shed and shoot one and let one live, can I have your answer of what would be what?
Easy. It's Euphoria. I think also because of past misdeeds, and I forced myself to watch it, and I tried to understand. I really gave it a go. I mean, I did. And then, I remember watching The Idol, and this is a Sam Levinson show too. And you know what? I'm like, people thought this thing over here was great. People thought this thing over here was terrible. They were right the second time. And they should have been right in that direction the first time. It's really just miserable, toxic shit.
You know,
I just,
if you look at
okay.
even the reviews of the first two seasons of Euphoria, though, they're not great. They're not good, actually. It became this cultural thing, but
Yeah.
everyone only agreed about Zendaya, and the rest of it was pretty
I don't
mid
know.
or
Wait, did you
bad.
say
That's a
everyone agreed
really
about Zendaya?
fantastic episode in season 2 that I think is one of is the best episode of the series. It's where she's on the run. I
I
think
just want to
that
say,
I watched that so many times. I love that episode.
when Ben says everyone agreed about Zendaya, not me.
You don't like her?
I think she's better in other things. I think Elordi, I think Sydney Sweeney, I think everybody in that cast has proven themselves to be better in other things. Whether that bar is high or not, I know you're thinking Sydney Sweeney, Joey. It's fine, but I'm
What are you
saying
talking about, David? And what? Are you talking about her in The Greatest Showman?
no. I'm talking about her in the boxing movie. She's legitimately good in that.
Are you
Oh,
talking about
Sydney Sweeney. I thought
Christy?
you were talking about Zendaya.
Yeah.
Oh, Zendaya. No, I don't think she's. I don't. I think. Well, it's to me, it's such a low bar to clear. They're all better in other things. The best thing you can say about Euphoria is it created some stars who will hopefully go on to do something better than this piece of shit.
I think we're rewriting history a little bit. I think season 2 of Euphoria is top television. I think that episode that
It was a
Megan's
lot of
referenced,
fun.
the episode where she's on the run, I think is one of the
Perfection.
single best acting performances in a single episode.
Yeah.
Like,
She's
Zendaya
so
is
good in that.
star. She's phenomenal. We have Martha Kelly being
Yes.
the funniest and scariest person on television ever.
Yes.
This
Yes.
is the show that gave us Coleman Domingo,
Yeah.
gave people Coleman Domingo. I think its use of music was very good in those first
Yes.
two seasons.
Yeah.
Um,
You can pick out points, and yes, giving us Coleman Domingo is a nice thing, but I already knew who he was on the Walking Dead second spin-off series.
Well, nobody watches that.
Yeah, it's a fair point, but it wasn't like he didn't exist before that, and he had important
I know him
roles.
because he's gay.
He's friends with Jesse Ware. Did you know that?
Oh, that makes
Yeah.
me love him even
I like
more.
that.
All right.
I know.
Then,
I like that.
Derailment.
Sorry.
Um,
You guys ever see Derail with Jennifer Aniston and Clyde? Never mind.
I know what you're talking about. We'll talk about that.
you are right, Joey. I do want to say I was pleasantly surprised to see. I mean, everybody had predicted it, but Night of the Seven Kingdoms, a very slight show, but a great show still. And I was just disappointed that they didn't nominate Dexter Soul Ansel in it, who I thought actually legitimately gave a great performance as the young Targaryen. Spoiler alert.
was he submitted in supporting or lead?
He was supporting.
Okay.
But Peter Claffey was also very good. But anyway, it is what it is. Other thoughts on drama series? Pitt got if you walked by the camera at any given moment, you got an Emmy nomination.
I love that the guest actors, Brittany Allen and Tal Anderson, got in. I thought that was great.
Who
Um,
was Tina Ivlev?
She was
she
the
was
sexual assault victim.
yeah, she's
Oh,
really good. Yeah,
right.
that was
She okay.
Can I? Well, I guess we're gonna talk about this with predictions, so never mind.
For guest, if you, are you, sorry, read Andre.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. What I liked about a lot of those guest nominations for the Pit was that sometimes I can't say exactly who it was here, but I know that this is an instance also where like some of these guest people submitted themselves and weren't necessarily
yeah.
taken by the studio. So I really like that they got
Brittany
into it.
Allen was an example of that. Yeah,
Mhm.
I
I love
think
when that happens.
was Jeff Kober too.
I can't remember who was and wasn't pushed by the studio this time.
That's a cool nomination because that's a guy who's spent a career of playing gnarly bad guys, and he stayed gnarly, but he got to play a good guy, you know. And I thought that was a really nice arc, and it's one of those things where you think that's never you could watch Jeff Kober's career if you've like suffered through the Lou Diamond Phillips movie he made years ago about Satan or whatever. If you suffered through that, you would look at that and you would go, that guy's never getting nominated for anything. And it's just not because he couldn't act, but because on the base, the first power, that's what it was called, is a piece of shit. But anyway, you would think about a guy like that who gets stuck in these sort of tough guy, bad guy roles. And often in projects that as he has proven here, weren't to his level. He had more in the bag, and it's kind of cool when you see something like that happen.
Now, do we think that Catherine Lanasa can
That's
overcome,
what I was gonna. That's what I was gonna say. And I was like, I
like
guess
she probably should, they probably should have campaigned her for lead actress because I do think,
Is she the front runner though, Megan? Are you singling her out because you think she's the best of the four?
I mean, I think they're all amazing, God. But I mean, like, because she won, she is kind of like the lead, you know? So should she have been in the lead campaign and lead category? Would she have more of a, like, do you think that her going against three other Pitt women will, like, cost her votes and that maybe it'll be somebody else?
so. If it's
I
not
hope
a
so.
woman from the Pit, the option would be Allison Janney, Julianne Nicholson, and Carolina Wydra.
And I think it would be the pluribus
I
girl.
think Carolina is the
I need to watch that.
for one, I think it's the best performance on TV period of the last year.
Mhm.
It is very difficult to do what she's doing on that show, which is to behave as this complex conscious mind. I mean, this consciousness of everybody who exists all at once, and then never emote too much, but never be too distant or too alien. It's really complicated work, and she has a great story too. She disappeared from acting for 5 years
Yeah.
to raise a child, and during COVID in part two. So, I mean, I think it's just astonishing work, and Seahorn actually thought too. I think Seahorn is almost campaigning harder for her than she is for herself.
No, and they
She's
actually,
got it sewed up.
I
Do
really
you
hope she
think
does.
so? I
Wait,
think
what?
Clarence thinks that Rhea Seahorn has it sewn up, but I don't think so. Joey
I
and I
think
talked about this.
I don't think it's completely sewn up. I
I
think she is the front runner, but I don't think it's as locked up. Yeah. I
Carrie
think that,
Russell, didn't she win the SAG?
yeah,
She did.
I don't know if I
Greg
And
think,
Berger's
that
been
the
trusted.
Diplomat performed pretty decently because I think Rufus Sewell had not been nominated before, right?
No.
And
yeah,
Allison
he's
Janney missed for season 2.
Yeah.
And it got a writing
Writing.
nomination.
right. Yeah.
Hmm.
I think it only got 2 nominations last year. It hold on, 2025. Yeah, it got drama series and Carrie Russell. And then this year got Janney writing, casting Russell, drama series, Bradley Whitford guest, Rufus Sewell lead actor. So it grew in nominations.
Yeah.
I do
I guess
think
I still,
Russell's the
but
only competition in this
what one?
category. Russell's the only competition for Seahorn in this category, to my eyes.
It would be
Agreed.
nice to see Carrie Russell bring a third Emmy in the night to that household, but it's Rhea Seahorns to lose.
Yeah, and she's utterly phenomenal. Actually, more I'm looking at, Pluribus did so well. It would be really, and there's no Pitt person here, so yeah, and she is the show. I mean, the other supporting, well, I would, throwing out right now, make it really easy. Pluribus should sweep as far as I'm concerned in the drama category, but she is the biggest representation of the show. Unless I bet it wins possibly directing and writing too, but or at least
It
one of
didn't.
those.
It did incredibly well, obviously,
Yeah.
but it didn't do as well as someone like Clayton was predicting. Like I think he was saying it would get into the
It did
20s.
22, yeah.
Yeah,
We don't have to do that.
I know. I'm just saying. Unless someone has any objections, let's just go through the predictions very quickly. Again, just shout up a name. Guest actor in a drama.
Do you mean supporting or guest?
Guest actor in a drama.
Okay.
Ugh.
I'm gonna
Ooh.
say sorry.
Jeff Kober.
That's who I'm going with. Yeah, but it's tough.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
go with Ernest Hardin Jr.
That'd be a nice win too.
I'll go with Jeff Kober.
I
Ben.
think I'll go with Ernest Hardin. He has the big emotionalness to the shows there, area. So
I was so sad.
I agree. Yeah.
Okay. Guest actress.
Is she going to bring home number 4?
this is a wish prediction, but I really hope Shailene Woodley wins this. I did not care for Paradise, but I loved
She
her
was very good.
performance. Yeah, I mean, honestly, if everyone else had died and she just took over for the show, that would have been fine by me.
Never
went
bet
the
against
inverse.
Merritt Weaver.
Merritt Weaver, baby. 2 for 2.
Did
She's
she win this
fucking
category
great on
last
that.
year or no?
What?
Did she win this category last year?
No, she went. This is the season 3. It's the first time she showed up.
She won for
Or-
Severance last year.
For Severance last year in this category, right?
Yeah.
Oh, she did?
Yeah,
So she's 3 for 3. That's fucking crazy. Oh god, I love her.
Megan, I just remember Miriam Shore for that independent film that we saw.
Yes. Yeah, and God, I would love to see her win too, especially the way she appears in flashbacks. She's really the heart of Pluribus. Like, she's great. I love her.
She's was also in Hedwig and the Angry Inch, and I'll never
Jesus.
ever.
Wait,
God, I
hold
love.
on.
That's my favorite.
Hold
Yeah,
on.
she played a man actually in Hedwig. I think the bass player. or
Wait, she
something.
was hold on. Wait.
I just
She
saw
was-
that at the Academy Museum like a month ago. It was so fun.
She's
My favorite musical ever.
Yitzhak? I had what?
Hey, look, I was this year old when I found out that Lanasa was married to Dennis Hopper. I don't know how that got by me for all these
She has
years.
a child with him.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. Yeah, so now more new information just flooding right in.
I'm going to
You're-
go out on a limb. I'm going to be a Megan this time, and I'm going to say Brittany Allen because
Yes!
that emotional
she's great.
performance is. I mean, I could barely watch it because it was so. It reminded me of Deborah Winger saying goodbye to the kids in terms of endearment.
And she self-submitted too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
that'd be great if she won.
Yeah.
I would pick her on merit, and I think it might be the best nomination out of the pit. And I like the show a lot, by the way, but
Yeah.
I think that might be the best nomination category.
Don't say Merritt unless you're talking about Weaver.
Oh, I love her. I love her too. So I'm with you as far as
Supporting actress. I'm going with Catherine Lanasa again.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with her too.
my
I
head's
like
with
that.
her.
I love that Fiona Dorff got in. I
Me
didn't expect
too.
that.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ben.
And Sepida Mofi, I'm so glad she got in there
Me
too.
too.
Ben, you said your head is with her, but where's your heart? With
My heart's Caroline Wider,
Caroline.
but I'm going to go with Catherine. I don't see how she loses, even with all the other pit people. She's the obvious person that they just went to.
Especially since for her scene that everybody's talking about, her dealing with the sexual
rapes,
assault scene,
yeah.
and that
Yeah.
that
that
last
actress got
moment.
into.
where
Yeah,
she
that
breaks
last
down.
moment of
Yeah.
silence where she just was by herself was the best moment of the entire season to my mind. I am going to go with Wydra though. I think there's a lot of Pitt people here. Can she beat out her own friends?
I
I
think
don't
it's a
know,
good
maybe.
pick. I think it's a good pick.
Yeah, why not?
Joel,
Are we? I haven't watched the show, so Clarence or Ben have to answer this. But like, is there a chance that Julian Nicholson pulls through? Does she have the material in season 2?
I don't think so.
um,
Just because I
I
know
mean,
that they love her and I love her.
I think she's a co-lead of the show. I think she's got the material. I don't. I think where maybe she doesn't win is she's not doing anything that's that dramatically different than what she's done before. It's a work-a-day performance. She's always very good.
She's solid. I guess, yeah, again, I don't think we saw anything new. I think
Yeah.
that's, yeah,
Okay.
you're right.
So
Yeah.
I'm sure that nobody would have placed this bet, but we're gonna get a second Togo reference because I interviewed Julianne Nicholson for Togo and she called me on her own phone. No block, no PR, just the phone starts ringing.
And that number
Babe,
is
I have it in my phone. Never
look,
called it. I've never texted. I've never done a
I'm
single
gonna,
weird thing.
I'm gonna
But,
one up you,
Ellen.
David. Patty LaPone called me from her own phone during COVID.
well, Harvey
Um,
Keitel
Stuck on a
called
boat
me
with
from
some
Betty
his
friends.
own
Gilpin
phone.
called me from her own phone, and when she was at a coffee shop, she said the
Kyle, Mc,
blenders were really
Now you
loud.
guys are just making me sound like I'm a piece
Kyle
of shit.
No
McLaughlin,
one likes me.
Kyle McLaughlin, Ellen Bernstein, and Ariana DeBose all called me from their personal phones, and I
I'm
kept
sorry.
their
Didn't
names in
someone
my.
also call you
What
from their
was the
personal
first one?
bathtub?
Oh
Kyle
yeah, well no, I'm not
McLaughlin.
talking about that.
You have Kyle McLaughlin's phone number?
I don't have it in my contacts because I did delete. I thought if my phone gets stolen, somebody's gonna call on Ellen Burstyn.
Do you think
So I
any
deleted.
rube that steals cell phones knows who Ellen
So
Burstyn is?
a big homo's gonna steal your phone.
Yeah,
Oh, they're all stuck on a boat, Megan.
because I'm gonna steal your phone if you have Kyle McLaughlin's number in it.
I have a picture of his phone number from the conference room. I took it at work. And I took a picture. I'm like, oh my god, this is Colin
That
McLaughlin.
number is.
This was
COVID was wild.
this was actually pre-COVID.
Oh,
This was during Twin Peaks: The Return, so this would have been 2017.
You talked to Kyle McLaughlin about Twin Peaks.
Yeah, don't you remember that? Where were you?
I'm just so maybe I just like to be surprised, Megan. Jesus Christ.
Okay. The only thing I will say about a potential Julianne Nicholson win is that sometimes people catch up to the first season of a show and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, even though I'm only supposed to be voting for season 2, I'm going to carry that momentum forward. And maybe I don't know. It's not out of the realm of possibility. She's surprised us before.
that thought process, Clarence, is why I don't want to knock out Taylor Dearden.
Yeah.
Because her first season, I know you've told me that she doesn't have as much to do in season 2. I've been holding on to season 2 until I have like time. But season 1, her performance was my favorite, and I just wonder if there's anyone who wants to spread the wealth.
Yeah,
Either things have happened, but I don't know.
she has the subplot that, and I know this is online and discount online, but she has the subplot in season 2 that I think people made fun of the most, where she was walking around and getting deposed on the 4th of July. And they're like, who the hell would depose somebody on the 4th of July? And she was just constantly talking about it. And that was all she really had to do. So,
There was the stuff with her sister, though, too.
with the
But that's
sister,
like,
yes.
her sister overshadowed her almost.
She did.
That's a fair
She did.
point, actually, yeah.
But she did have nice moments. I mean, I'm not saying she's not giving a good performance. She had that, sorry, I watched the 2 seasons so close together, so I'm maybe misconstruing things, but she had the moment where she's in the dark room with the patient that's on the spectrum, and she's like calming him down. Was that season 1 or is that season 2?
Season 1, I think.
Season 1? Okay, never mind then. See, maybe they can't tell the 2 apart. Maybe they'll vote for, I don't know. Lead
I was
actor.
getting flashbacks when we did this for the White Lotus last year, and we were heatedly talking about Carrie Coon or Parker Posey.
Clarence, did we do supporting actor for drama yet?
No, we didn't. I'm sorry, I skipped that. Supporting actor, David. Who do you think?
If it's not Howell, I think it could be Tom Pelphrey. But the only thing that gives me pause is that Task didn't
Right.
get the best
I
series
was thinking that
nomination.
too.
Um, and it's a similar. I mean, Howell has less pit competition in his category, so and I think that character grew a fair amount from being like the naive guy to the person who's actually kind of showing people how to do things. I think that has an appeal. But boy, I'd sure like to see Tom Pelphrey win.
Why don't people like Patrick Paul?
They don't like
Can
the
I
character. They don't like the
can
they
I
don't like the person
Yeah, a
he's
lot of people
playing.
don't
They
like the
don't like they don't
character.
like the person he's playing, which I
Yeah.
can
think
I
is a really unfair reason to hold against him.
can I offer a slight rebuttal to that? Is I think I don't know if people are going to connect with that story of him trying to redeem himself, and I don't know if there's like a redemption about being and going through the steps like an addict does. And he has like most of his scenes. I don't know what episode he's submitting or anything, but most of his scenes, and a lot of tension comes with his scenes with Noah Wiley.
Yeah.
So I don't know if people will connect to that while they watch Noah Wiley stuff, but I feel like a lot of his conflict in season 2 is trying to get the acceptance from,
You know,
The old Desperate Housewives rule.
well, I think
I
that's
didn't know
a
that
good
people didn't like Patrick Ball, but all I remember is season one where everyone thought he was going to get it.
Yeah.
yeah.
A lot of people like this performance, and off of Joey's point, actors love an addiction plotline.
But I think that
My surprise.
sorry. Quickly,
Well, sorry,
quickly,
it's surprising you said that because I heard everyone say that he was always the one everyone was predicting to win, and I watched that and I go, I don't know what he's doing that's particularly that interesting on the show personally.
Oh shit. Okay.
So, but again, I'm not a Pitt person at all. Anyways, I was never a fan, and second season didn't change much for me.
I
But
think
David?
God,
what
Ben, I forgot
No.
this about you.
I think what might impact him is that the arc is incomplete. He
Mm.
doesn't get to the redemption point. It actually, which I think is a good device. They just show him doing the hard work of trying to get people to accept him, And I think that drudgery, that difficulty, and I don't mean drudgery as in to watch it. I mean drudgery for the character of just like, why can't people believe that I'm being sincere this time? I think that probably will resonate with some people, but I think we also like to see there wasn't quite the big scene for him exactly.
He had the redemption moment where he did that risky procedure and saved that person's life
Yeah, I
toward
mean
the end of the season.
he wasn't accepted. He still
Okay.
did not end the season with this acceptance moment from anybody. But you're right, that was a great shot.
But I think that's part of the beauty of the show is the realism that
Yep.
in reality that character probably wouldn't even work in there. But
Mhm.
Yeah. But I think that's kind of part of the problem though,
Yeah. Lead actor.
Oh, do we all
Noah.
do our predictions for drama?
Sorry.
Yep.
What's
Oh.
that?
I didn't know if we all did our predictions for drama supporting actor.
Oh, who did I miss? Forgive me.
Oh, well, I was going to say Carlos Manuel Vesca. I think the Pitt people are going to split for some reason, and I'm going to throw my heart for this one because what he does on Pluribus, being silent for so much of the film for the show, and even learning English as broken as he is to get there, I think it's a very different compared to what everyone else does on the show. So I'm gonna throw my heart there for him.
I haven't seen the show, so I'm going on your word on that one. The only thing that is in the back of my mind is Apple's not very good at winning awards because they had 2 seasons of Severance, and I mean
Right.
it was they only got Tremel Tillman,
No, they also got
Britt Lauer.
Britt Lauer,
Britt Lauer. Yeah,
and they've gotten they've
they
won
should
other
have
awards.
won. They should have won that year.
Severance
Yeah,
over the Pit. I don't
Yeah.
think so. Not the way.
Well,
that-
I mean, if
What he means is Severance was the front runner, and they had no
Yeah.
excuse not
Thank
to
you.
win. They had
I think
all
the
the
Pit-
air in the room.
I think Severance was the front runner and it kind of halfway, but then the Pit just stole all the momentum. So they've won acting awards before, so I think it's possible. Plus, we're already arguing about who's the best on the Pit, so I think that kind of shows something right there.
I will say it's not going to happen, but David is completely right. It should be Tom Pelphrey. He's given so many phenomenal, heartbreaking performances on television, and
Yeah,
Very talented actor.
yeah.
He had
So-
one, I guess.
Who else did I miss for supporting actor?
which
Joey.
Patrick Ball.
I'm saying Sean Hattasey.
Yeah. Coming up in the, it's just because he took his shirt off.
Yeah, because they love that. And he won the guest actor. Everybody loves him. He's a zaddy.
hmm.
Okay. Are we ready to move on to lead?
Yes.
All right. Lead actor.
Noah.
Mm.
I think it's Noah. I'm in a similar place with Tom, as I was with Tom Pelphrey, that I would choose. And this is I think Noah Wiley's wonderful on the show. And he had a great season, possibly a better season as an actor than he did even the first season, which is saying something. But Mark Ruffalo destroyed me in a way that with the hearing sequence at the end.
Uh,
There were so many ways for him to play that would have been a bit too much, and he just rode the line all the way through. And my wife walked into the room and she goes, "Did someone die?" I mean, literally asked me if someone died, and I said, "Just my heart," you know? So
No.
Noah Wiley.
Noah Wiley. Yeah, I think probably Noah Wiley too. Jalal, you going with Mark Ruffalo?
bitch.
No, it's Noah Wiley. I think
Okay.
there's no. I mean, there's other great performances. It's just Noah Wiley.
Joey.
I almost don't want to dignify that with a response. But yes, no.
All right. Lead actress. Anybody not think it's Rhea Seehorn? Megan, who do you think it is? Carrie Russell?
Carrie Russell.
Joey?
Carrie Russell. Carrie Russell.
And yeah, Jalal's right. They're gonna look so cute going home with 3 Emmys.
One for each of their children. How many children do they have?
They have like 3 children, don't they?
Well, don't forget, he already has one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She does too,
Okay.
right?
Nope.
Does she?
No.
I don't
Oh,
think so.
yeah. Okay.
He said he felt bad winning one before her.
Mm.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah.
I just thought of something. Are you the only one on this call who has children?
Me?
Yeah. Are you the only one on this
I do.
call?
He's got.
Oh, you do,
Ben?
Ben? Okay,
Okay.
okay. Didn't know. I just feel very at home with people who don't have children. Whatever.
Well, I mean, if it means anything, I'm about to be an empty nester. So,
Closer.
outstanding drama.
The Pit.
Pitt.
Yeah.
The Pit, but it should be Pluribus.
E pluribus unum.
Mhm.
Joey,
The Pit.
the Pit.
The
All right.
Pit.
So, 5 minutes max here, but I want to go around what outside of these major categories, major races that we've talked about. What else do you love about the Emmys? And Jalal, I want to go to you because I know you've been holding back a discussion of your favorite category, which is the snowflake category.
I am just so excited to see what happens in Variety. What is it officially called now?
Variety
Which one?
pre-recorded?
Variety,
No,
No.
variety series.
just Variety
Live.
series, because they combined them. So they've combined Variety series now into this is what it was like 10 years ago or whenever we covered it like this, but it's now talk
Scripted
show
variety
and
series.
sketch show into one variety category.
Yeah.
And the nominees are The Daily Show, Jimmy Kimmel Live, Last Week Tonight with John Oliver, Late Show, Stephen Colbert, and Saturday Night Live. And they changed the voting essentially. I didn't know this. I missed this until they talked about it at Vanity Fair. So essentially in round 2 of voting, wait, have you guys already talked about this on the podcast, Clarence? Am I wasting time? Okay. Essentially, now when ballots go out to everybody in the Academy, everybody has to look at all five nominees individually and say, does this nominee deserve an Emmy? Yes or no? And each nominee that gets 90% of the vote wins an Emmy. So everyone theoretically could get an Emmy. And if no one gets 90% of the vote, the nominee with the most votes wins. So no one's going to say no to Stephen Colbert. No one, they all love John Oliver. They should all be saying no to SNL, but who knows? It's going to be interesting to see what happens here. It's not a little ridiculous. It's insanely ridiculous the way this is happening. It reminds me of the year of the Tonys when only Aaron Tveit was nominated, and they had to say, does Aaron Tveit deserve a Tony? Yes or no?
What if he would have lost? That would have been so
I would have
sad.
voted no for Chaos, but I'm not a Tony voter. But so I'm curious to see what will happen here. I think there's going to be at least two winners. I don't know what you guys think, but
Kimmel and Colbert.
no, maybe three. Colbert and I think are for sure getting yeses.
I think Kimmel, because they've been, he's the next one that's targeted. He's the next one that's on the chopping block. But I don't know. As long as
I guess
it's not
the question mark is like the Daily Show, but
yeah. I want to ask the team. I know you all watched it, or I believe you all watched it. What was so special about the 83rd annual Golden Globes that got nominated for a variety special? Like, don't they just give out awards? It's no. There's
there was nothing to vote for. I think, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
that would be my guess.
Yeah.
Maybe they just really like Nikki Glaser. Maybe they like how she stuck it to people. Because she got nominated, I think, for 3 Emmys today.
Yeah.
Technically, she's on the Golden Globes thing because she's the host, and then her special got 2.
So the Golden
Why do I know
Globe just wrote her coattails then. So I guess
What was that, David?
I said the Golden Globes rode Nikki Glaser's coattails. A sentence I never thought I would say.
Right.
Can I just say I'm really happy that the chair
Oh, that's
company
fine.
got a couple nominations for writing and directing?
you can say whatever you want.
I figured this is the 5 minutes to do it. I wish Tim Robinson got in for actor, but I just wanted to say that.
I bet he was on the cusp of getting in.
I bet he
don't
was
think he
too.
was, yeah.
Yeah.
If it had gone more than 5, he would have been
Yeah.
number 6.
Is that coming back this fall, Megan?
It should be. I'm not sure. I haven't seen anything yet.
Oh, is this now a good time, Clarence, to say I'm really happy that the Emmy voters proved that they have taste and they did not nominate the paper?
Nominate
Yes,
the
please.
what?
Oh, the
Uh-oh.
paper, you're
Oh.
right, got shut out completely.
Deservedly.
I like the paper, but it's fine.
Too bad.
I
Just
didn't
bad.
expect it to. I wasn't surprised. So a long time ago, Mario Van Peebles made a movie called New Jack City. I'm sure you probably have heard of that one, remember that one. His follow-up to that was a good idea. It was a black cowboy movie called Posse, and it wasn't very good at all. It was just a good idea. And there was an actress in that film who I remember I could not take my eyes off her. Beyond being so beautiful, she was more than the show deserved, or the movie deserved. And I remember thinking, why isn't she competing with Halle Berry for roles? Cut to 2026, and she's now a director, and Sally Richardson Whitfield's director nomination for Task is just made me very, very happy. To the idea that you could maybe miss your moment as an actor for whatever reason, you don't land in the right roles, whatever. It's not about talent. It's often not about talent, in fact, but she found a way, she found a way on the back end of this business. And it's not always easy for somebody who's a minority, or often not, it's never easy for somebody who's a minority, and sometimes not easy for people who are that beautiful to move behind the camera. And she's really, really something.
She got nominated for Gilded Age, though.
I'm
Sally
literally
Richardson.
looking at outstanding. She got nominated for 2. She got nominated for, I'm
She
sorry,
got
she got nominated
2.
for Task
She's
and
the
the Gilded
first.
Age. Yeah.
She's like the first black woman to be nominated twice in one category, I think.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's great.
Maybe just directed, but it might be ever.
I buried my lead. Thank you, Joey.
Other Parting thoughts.
I was amused with Best Animated Program because there's six, which I guess that means there was a tie. And I mean, it's most of the regular expect, but then Star Wars Visions, which I had not even knew was still on, and Smiling Friends, which I knew had a following, and they ended kind of abruptly because the creators basically decided we're burnt out and we don't want this to go on too long. And it's not my kind of thing, but I am kind of impressed that it made enough of an impression to break in here, especially since it's only like 12-minute episodes, so they don't have like a full 30. And when I first saw Rick and Morty get nominated, I'm like, nobody really thought anything about the eighth season. What's going on? Go back. They're airing the ninth season now, which everyone seems to be loving, including me. They skipped entirely since they barely got the cutoff point. They put the premiere of the ninth season as their submission. So even they knew the eighth season wasn't worth anything. So they might be able to get 2 nominations for the same season if they do something again like this next year. So I thought that was good on them. Good choices.
Can I ask the group a question? Because I just noticed this. Is it a statement about the relative weakness of the limited series category that there's only 4 directing nominees?
Yeah, I was going to ask that. Why were there only 4?
Yeah.
I couldn't figure that out. I guess there was just less submissions this year.
It felt like a mistake because if you go to I was looking at the Emmy site because we didn't have the directing and writing nominations on our site. So I went to the Emmy site and it's got 4 blocks and then there's this blank spot at the end. And I'm like, I kept refreshing thinking it didn't load.
I mean, now it's just become easier. I think people are getting smarter in terms of how they compete for Emmys, and they know the less submissions, the less episodes they submit, the greater chance they have of getting a nomination. So I just feel like that maybe led, and already there's less limited series this year, led to not a lot of submissions, which they didn't meet the threshold, would be my guess.
So,
Megan, how excited were you for the fact that South Park got its first song nomination?
I was excited for that, even though I have not watched South Park in a little bit, but
What song is it?
It's called The Crap Out from the episode Christian Women.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
And Megan,
yeah,
the Pitt song got nominated. You
good.
spoke to the
yes,
the
I spoke to them
composing
both.
team.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yes, Joey.
Just real quick, for some reason, I really love that Margot's got money troubles getting for contemporary costumes. I don't know if it's just like appreciate what sex workers wear and whatever.
She's not a sex worker.
Well, the girl she does OnlyFans with is shut up. Yes, she is.
He's technically a sex worker.
Yeah, they consider OnlyFans girls sex workers.
Okay.
But the fact that if people didn't know, like anyone that is doubting that Hacks is going to win comedy series or probably win a couple acting stuff, the fact that the Spanish language song that is in about 7 seconds because Deborah Vance is desperate to win an EGOT, she sings a song in Spanish to fit into a random Grammy category. It's like 6 seconds long and it got nominated got nominated for outstanding music and lyrics. Like dear God, that's insane.
That is insane.
Yes. Sorry, continue.
Really happy for Ariana Madix to get in for Love Island.
Yeah, that's exciting.
And I'm happy that
how she ended up on top.
I'm happy that the Arianators don't have to come after Megan now because she got because One Wonderful Night got nominated.
I really wanted to be like, Megan, can you slide in a link to our newsletter? Like,
I remember, like,
wait, were they mad at you for not predicting it?
Yes. Yeah, they're like, Megan just wants to be different or something.
And I'm like, how well you know this person that you've never met.
Yeah.
I like how you reply. You're like, yes, I do.
I said,
like, that was so funny.
That's it.
All right. Let's wrap things up. Thank you all for joining. And I know we're not going to do the flash forward because I know the thing that you're all most looking forward to this week is The Rock's wig, the glorious curls. the
Too.
supposedly
Moana,
awful
yes.
Moana live action remake. Somebody just mentioned on Twitter that they digitally removed his nipples.
Sounds like when
Yeah,
they digitally changed the
that's the
cat's butts
problem.
and cats. Yeah.
Is this proof that that head is not made for hair pieces?
The
I mean,
trailer.
after Smashing Machine, you know? I just,
Oh God, I fucking hate that movie.
So anyway, all right. Let's get the hell out of here. So we are Team Contending. Thanking you for joining us, asking you to remember to rate us on your favorite podcast app, and wishing you a very pleasant tomorrow.